Yeah, so today we've got all 5 of our event champions. We've got tier 2s now open and available. I mean, they've been open and available, but I now have the favor to power through these. So we're gonna try to knock these out. I'm gonna prioritize a little bit here. I'm gonna go Briv first because I don't know how many of these we can get done before Wednesday. Wednesday the event ends, so I'm gonna prioritize some of these champions. Did I use any potions? I think. Like, not for favor. I think I threw like a 15-minute in towards the end just to see what would happen. It did not do anything. It did not. There was no, like, the potions didn't matter. It was all really on the back of just getting that far with the team. Nothing else really mattered. With this much favor, I don't even need to do that. Look at Rosie, all those shiny, happy people everywhere. I mean, this is ridiculous. With E20 favor, I mean, we can just click through this, right? Look at how far on area 2 I was able to level my click damage to 82. We got to go to 250 though. We gotta go to 250. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to switch this over to Briv. And I don't know, does he have stacks? He's got some stacks. So we're going to go to Briv because this is Briv's thing. Obviously, we unlocked Briv. We're going to give him, use fewer stacks, Briv. But take us as far as you can go. I will put Dritz in for gold find. I will put Archon in for gold find. And let's just see how far we can get. Let's see how far we can click. I mean, we should be able to, with E20, we should be able to click a long ways. Texag, thank you for 8 months. Much appreciated. Hello, Texag, Jorathonis, T2Z7, Delcoon, Dance Lever, Chaos, the Mom Unit, Laylokin, Magic Reese, Silver Slugs, welcome. Welcome to the chat. It's a great mid-game resource. Good. I mean, it's more just so people have. I know a lot of people are like, "Well, I already knew all these," and it's like, "Well, good for you." Not everybody does. Suck it. I don't know. So man, at least one person in chat was rude, and I actually was like, "Oh no, you need to delete their posts." Gabe took care of it. Wow. Cool, or maybe pick stuff from it and go deeper in on things. Well, a lot of those things we have. A lot of those things, there are other tutorial shows that have gone deeper. And otherwise, I've got some guides for those, right? Written guides. So, yeah, it was more just to give people a place, like I said at the beginning. Like, what is the mid game? What should I be doing? Well, here's the thing. Here's 8 things that you should be looking at and working towards. And I've got guides for most, if not all of those things already. But we can't do, I couldn't go deep into that. It took an hour just to briefly touch on all 8 of those. How will this affect my new player account now when you convert at the end of the event? So for every E01, it's a 10% conversion. So that's basically, E20 means triple favor in the place of my choice. The place of my choice will be Kellamvor, because we need to go back into Tomb. And you want to convert, at the end of the event, you want to convert into the place you're actively working, unless you've already got all their blessings. I don't have all the Kellamvor blessings, so I will convert into Kellamvor when we're done. But I may end up with even more than E20. I don't know. Oh, we've got some blinking lights over here. Flashing lights. Unlocked a skin. Oh, because of the bee stingers thing. Cool. Cool. Okay. That was easy. Still need a lot more item levels. Still need 388 item levels. Stop blinking. I did the thing for you. Did we get gems? We got gems. Okay, I'm going to stop real quick. I'll get to chat. I see another question in chat. Silver Slugs. Give me a second. Gems, chests, gold chests. That's what we're buying still. We are full epic on all of our corn evergreens. Or full blue. Excuse me. Working towards full epic. But also want all the consumables. This is the weekend chest. Karlach, Naeli, Makos, Whittle, Shadowheart. This only goes to Naeli and Makos. Because I don't have any of the others. Those suck. I think I may hold on to that, actually. I'm going to hold on to that until we get Whittle. Whittle will be a pickup at some point. So I'm going to try to hold on to that one. Rosie, yeah, we need to get gear for Rosie. Hey, Necklace of Gramomancy. That's Rosie's damage 350. Rosie got an epic. That's fine. We still need a blue filled in on Rosie, though. But we'll take Rosie's epic. There's some gold find. Dritzt. All right, Silver Slugs. I'm new. Welcome to the game. Is it wrong of me to end runs early to get favor when things slowed way down in the run? I don't know what you mean by early, and I don't know what you mean by slow down. Those are very subjective statements. So here's what usually you're doing. If you're doing like a regular adventure, and everything, if we come out here, if let's go to Tomb of Annihilation, if everything that you're looking at, like the next adventure in the path shows difficulty easy, you don't really need to do favor runs. You can go to your area goal and complete. But if it shows as something other than easy, this is just an example. If it showed as like difficulty fair, I mean, not here, but if we were over here somewhere and we were continuing and it said difficulty fair, the next, like if this one shows difficulty fair, you could do it at fair. If it's so challenging, questionable. But going in and doing a favor run in that, like just tackling it and pushing deep for favor, you're going to need it to make the stuff after that show as difficulty easy too, because this difficulty rating is only about favor. But if it's like variants, if you're doing variants of things, like I'm doing a variant here in the event, all I care about in a variant is getting to the area goal and leaving. I should already have the favor I need, and if I don't have the favor I need, I would get that out of a free play. So if you're rocking through things, if everything's shown as green, like difficulty easy, then yeah, just get to the area goal and bounce. But when things start to not show that way, that means wherever you are, you need more favor, or else what you're trying to do is either going to be difficult and time consuming or potentially impossible. Hard to say which. Depends on what it is. But like on how to push for a deep run, that's like if you're trying to do a favor run, you need to push super far. You need to get to your wall, like your hard wall, the place you can't, even with upgrades, you can't get past. Even trying to change your formation and find better pushing champions, you can't get past. And then you don't stay there for more than 5 to 15 minutes. Once you've realized that's your wall, another 5 to 15 minutes with some gold to get some gold, then get out and go do something else. And then maybe do another deep push if you're just working on favor. But you don't have to do deep push after deep push after deep push after deep push. A lot of people say that, but that's only like viable if you're touching your game very rarely during the day and you have lots of time to just let it try to push, or if you have lots of speed potions so you can do deep pushes quickly. Like Sean on New Game Plus, if he wants to go super deep on every run, he can't, because he's given himself endless speed potions. But that's not a realistic way to play, right? Hey, Ricardoso. Hello, Shevik. Didn't start with the bee stingers to get more favor? No, because it would take the whole stream. I wanted to do stuff on stream. So what we're going to actually do, because the bee stingers is such a special thing, I'm just going to, when the stream ends, I will set up a bee stingers run and it will get done offline. Yeah. So we have more than enough favor, I think, to get through E20. We should be able to complete tier 2. If we have troubles with tier 2, it's going to be because our champions are lacking, not because our favor is lacking. So E20 is a ridiculous amount of favor on a new player account for an event. Absolutely ridiculous. Look, our click damage level is already up to 111. What? You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to open up this Electrum chest. Because we're still hunting blues, didn't get it. We're still hunting blues for event champions. So I want to open those as I get them, which reminds me I should go over and see if there's any more that I don't have. Like maybe today's from my on stream. But I think that's probably it. I think I did this one. Yeah, okay. So from my stream earlier. Nope. And what about right now? Thank you for typing in code. I was about to do that myself. All right, so there we go. And blue? No. I tried. Remember, popping those electrums is also giving me gems, which gets me to my next gold chest faster too, so don't mind that at all. I'm going to level up Ashara and Hitch here for the multi-hit attack for the Frost Giant, but otherwise I'm just up in Gold Find. Oh, I guess I should Regis for Gold Find as well. That should be the most Gold Find I can get out of this team. Should be. Finished all 4 tiers on everyone during your CNE stream. Now what do? Something else. Oh. I don't know what's next on your to-do list. I have no idea. Like if I finished everything I could in this event, I'd go back to Tomb of Annihilation on this account, right? Because that's where I'm headed, but yeah, everyone's on a different journey. The Robs for Roll or Tier 3 Festival feats gone for good. No. What? No. So the what does that mean? Here, so the Resisting the Urge for the Dark Urge and Party Trust for Dadius. Either if you can't get them during this event, then the next time, and then a year from now, you could try again. Or if they rework time gates to a time gates 3.0 that allows you to do tiers of stuff, that would be the other way, but they haven't announced that yet. But otherwise, next year. Welcome to back in my day. Back in my day, the only way to get a champion and gear it up was in an event once a year. And if you didn't get that champion, or you got them but didn't get gear, there was no other way other than spending cash on the game to get it. There were no time gates back then. There were no patron chests back then. There were no Electrum chests back then. But yeah, these are long-term goals. If you don't get them right away, you got to wait until they either add a way to do it in time gates or wait until next year. It was a mini back in my day, Lurking Rider, and welcome. Welcome. Let me see what potions we got. Still don't have dupes up here. Still don't have one of these. I did get a couple of these, it looks like, out of chests. I'm not willing to burn these speed potions on this stuff. And the rest of these don't really matter for what we're doing. That's kind of the problem, is a lot of those don't really mean anything. The speed ones are really... You need lots of speed potions. You need lots of speed potions. Morkath, what do I use corrupted gems for? A very Barbie question. What was I made for? So, if you're a new player, none, really. Here's the thing. I have, if we go over to the Theon Enclave, I've got 9,750. As a new player, there really isn't much here that's useful. If I had Dyna hair, this would actually be useful. But that's a lot of corrupted gems. But there isn't anything else here, and even these chests are not. They're not worth. They're not worth the 2,500 you'd be spending. Unfortunately, hate to break it to you. They wouldn't be worth it. The feats, not worth it. Not for there's. I don't think. Yeah. I guess if you already had some absolute adversaries and you had Dyna here, maybe, but doesn't feel. I mean, a tadpole for Minsk if you have absolute adversaries might be useful. But generally, the long-term power is right here. It's in the marvelous support pigments. I've bought some of these on this account already. I've only been able to place a few because they can only go on an epic, and I only want to put them on. I really only want to put them on key long-term champions I know I'm going to want this power on long-term, and I don't have many of those yet. I got Briv. Briv's got one. Yeah, so early on, hold on to him. Yeah, there's just not a lot going on, unfortunately, for that. It was it's already I handed that feedback off to the designer of that system, and they were in agreement that probably all those early game quests should award green gems, but currently they don't. But later on, then the corrupted gems are more mid. Kind of more as you establish more power, like, oh, I could probably put... No, I did already. I was going to say, I got another epic here, but no, I've got a little froggy on both my epics on Briv. That's really the only place I want him at the moment. Feels like Cena are teaching new players about delayed gratification with corrupted gems. That wasn't the intent. Again, I talked to the designer. It was more just like, well, this is a cool way we could get people more corrupted gems, and they needed a reward in there, but now that the system's out, they can do like data pulls and go like, well, which are the ones that were the easiest? Like, which ones does everyone have? That's probably early game stuff, and we can probably convert that into green gems, and instead of having to go one by one and make judgment calls on everything, which takes a lot of time, right? So, Ooh, I say, boy, who is nerds? I gotta get the... What was that? What was that rooster's name? I said, boy. I said, boy. Who are you talking about? Foghorn Leghorn, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Headhunter said they spent... Oh, wait, didn't someone in the last stream say they spent all theirs on Modron chests? Yeah, that wasn't it. If you're in game, that's that's one way to spend them, but you're really just hunting epics. A new game, and somebody who's into Modrons could spend them there. But I think it's just better. The guaranteed power off the support pigments is better. So while this is cruising, I am going to open back up Terminology 101. Start filling in some answers. Start filling in some definitions, I should say. Alright. And like you may have to do trials for more days than you'd like. I mean, I just figure I'm going to do them every day, and then if it's done before then, yay, on my main account. So, and my main account is currently working through Tier 4 for Cathris, my final event champion. Should be done this weekend. Hopefully. Hopefully. Realize, do we have wild offers? We do. Okay. Cool. Cool. Bard's Forge, thank you for 2 months. Much appreciated. Yeah, Shevik, I posted that. You didn't. I posted that in the Discord. The link. I looked it up after I was eating lunch. But yeah, Larian is not going to do any other content for Baldur's Gate 3. No DLC, no expansions, no nothing. Apparently, they're working on finishing up like mod support for like all their platforms, and then that's going to be it. Then they're going to do something else, which they kind of hinted at, honestly. I mean, with the success of the game and the money they made, it's yeah, like we're going to go work on making ourselves more money instead of making Wizards of the Coast more money. It makes total sense to me. But if they can get, here's the thing, that doesn't mean that Wizards of the Coast may not have other studios potentially. I mean, they could. It's theirs. It's their property. They could have other studios make DLC and expansions for it. Once mod support's in the game, they could just. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things. There, I think they really just want to rely on the community to build stuff out. But, yeah, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that makes sense to me. You know, that's a dropped ball on Wizards of the Coast end and not locking them into like multi games. But yeah, with the success of that, there's no reason to continue. It is so difficult to work with someone else's IP, and if you get mega successful like that, go back to your own stuff. They made their own games before. They can go back to that again. So if a Baldur's Gate 4 ever gets made, it'll be by somebody other than Larian, it sounds like. So yeah, Divinity Original Sin 3. Right? Or just something completely new. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, Larian proved they can make currently the highest quality RPG out there. I mean, really, it blows everything. In my opinion, it blows every other RPG out of the water. It's just, so, you know, it may not be for you. You may not have liked it, but in terms of like systems and how everything was built out and the quality, like the level of every detail, ridiculous. When one playthrough of the game is over 100 hours, if you're really getting into it, just amazing work. So, you know, I mean, they did well with Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. Those were solid games. That's how they got the chance to make Baldur's Gate 3, and now they can do whatever they want. Yeah. All right, click. We'll be able to click through at least 141 now. Remember, this is a bit more time consuming because we got to go to higher area goals. And even though we got favor without potions, there's a limited amount of time in events. There's a limited amount of time for me on this account because we're only playing on stream. So this is why I'm prioritizing which champions I want to work on. We're gonna do Briv stuff first. Not sure who we're going to do after that. Maybe Dark Urge next? Might be a good idea. He's been a solid DPS for us when we've needed to push super deep, so in our deep favor farms. Regis has been a good support, though. Even with 3 greens, he's been a better support than Celeste. And Celeste has 2 epics and 4 blues. So an epic, 2 blues, and 3 greens. Regis was still better. So getting him better gear makes him even better, right? Don't think I'll be able to do... I don't know. We still got Monday, Tuesday, and the very beginning of Wednesday to try to finish. So this is probably... event variants are what we're going to be doing for until the event ends, I feel like. Because there's a lot going on, right? I didn't think we were going to even get to attempt tier 2. I thought we were done, but we were not. We were not. Yeah, I'm still learning slowly. There isn't really anything I can do currently to get us any more progress. 1637 in item levels. Let me go see. Did we loot any more blacksmithing contracts? We did. Briv. Just the one. Oh no, there we go. There's 4 more. Okay. I'm like, well, that wouldn't be weird. No, I'll take it. my primary source of getting extra item levels to meet Mert's requirements. I should probably pop these bounties. I'll do it at the end of my deep run, wasn't I? Oh well. We got plenty of faith. I don't care. We're going to pop these for more event tokens. Did we get to a breakpoint? We did. Okay, so I can go buy another... I can go buy another gold chest pack for Briv. Yes, Briv gets all the things. Briv gets all the toys. Still hunting for that epic Theor dinner axe. Hey, I'm a treasure chest connoisseur now as well. 500 chests. So there you go. There's a good number. 500 chests gets you into... Still doesn't get you enough to get 2,000 total equipment levels, but we're at 1667, which is nice. That's nice. Okay, let's... Can we just finish this now? Get off me, punk. Get off me, punk. Okay. Let's see. I finished R. Finished R and the terminology, and we're up to 18,800 line or characters. Well, we can only get 40,000. S is the big one now. Wow, that's the longest description for something I have so far. Oh my god. Oh my god. But kind of needed it. Kind of needed it. Oh my god. Let me see. Thunderbrutes are, man, I don't really like these Frost Giant bosses in the current event. I mean, it's the same boss, just over and over and over again. And yeah, they're rough, but I mean, you know. Ashara is a great destroyer of armored segments, you know, with multi-hits. And then you just gotta, you know, you can use ultimates, multi-hit ultimates like Jarlaxle's Raiding Party. You can use crowd control ultimate like Celeste's Banishing Smite that just stuns it. Right? You can use Ashara's ultimate to push it away from you. Its ultimate is just give yourself enough time to chew through all of those things. But you can't use a single target DPS like a Jarlaxle or a Dark Urge. Not useful. Not useful. You need a multi-hit DPS. You need a multi-hit DPS. So that's the big tip. Doesn't matter how hard the Dark Urge hits. You can only take off one armor segment at a time. Ashara gets multiple magic missiles, can take multiple off at once. Yeah, you just gotta kind of, as you run into new types of bosses, you just gotta learn how to handle it. And a lot of times it can be crowd control can be a friend. In the case here, multi-hit can be a friend. There are champions that increase the number of segments you remove with each hit. You may not have any of those yet. Yeah. Armor is a thing that there's a lot of in this game, so learning how to remove armor segments quickly is a vital importance for long-term success. The Kraken's easier, honestly, the mom unit. The Kraken is only hit-based instead of armored. And the key to the Kraken is taking out the tentacles. The tentacles are the problem on the Kraken, because one of them is vampiric, and if it hits your party, the Kraken just heals. So you got to take out the tentacle, or else it's Sisyphus pushing a boulder up a hill. Buff button needs looking at. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. For if you get all 4 of the tiers, it doesn't show everything. Yeah. Also, I mean, they need the toggle there, so there's work. There's work that needs to be done on the buff icon. Yeah, the next one, oh my god. I feel like it's probably just going to move over. It'll be a Festival of Fools column, and then it'll move over, and it'll have 2 columns, and I think there'll be 3 columns if you have the boon. Yeah. Well, it's not that you're just bad, you just haven't learned how to deal with it yet. There's a difference. Bad is like, you just don't care. Like, bad is like, well, I mean, I could probably learn how to do this, but I'm not going to bother. Like, that's kind of... But, you know, if you're just learning stuff, everybody had to learn at some point. No anime girl, not into tentacles. I'm saying you have to deal with them. You got to kill them. You got to kill them quickly, not like, you know, swoon for them. I now level my first Modron core to the point that I don't have enough pipes for it. Okay. Choose corrupted gems to get Modron chests? No. Should I just buy pigments? You still want pigments. And just, yeah, every week you buy your Modron chest from your patrons every week. Yeah. That's the thing. Also, like, how many Modron cores do you have? If you're trying to pipe more than one, don't. Early on, don't. You'd set up for the one that you're using, which if you have multiple Modron cores, that I'm hoping that means you have the fast core. Like, you would start with the fast core. You would give that one a full piping, save that, as one setting, and then remove all of those pipes, and then just set up an automation pipe with white pipe, like an automation setup with white pipes. Save that, and then go to your other core, and then give it and leave the first one on just automation only. Fully pipe the other one, save that, and then just remove those and do an automation version, and then you can share all your pipes between multiple cores. You can only just have one fully piped at a time. But for the most part, that's totally fine. For the most part, just having one piped at a time is fine. That's what I do on my main account. So yeah, I want a list of buffs here, like we get a list of buffs here. I also want this button. I feel like this button is going to need to be clickable like this to toggle buffs. But they also got to do something with just how big, like, it's a problem. It gets real big and you can't read it all, so it needs to just truncate. And if you want to see it all, you need to click on it and then see a full listing. See, it's going to take you here, though, is the problem. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to make this something that you can toggle. Like, you'd have to be able to go here, and then it just stays up so that you can mouse over to the left or something. I don't know. That's a special problem, which is probably why we haven't got a fix for it yet. Playing for nearly 3 years, I'm only now able to fully pipe all cores. Yeah, and supercharge 2 of them. I've been playing 6.5, but well, Modrons haven't been out that long. Yeah, I mean, I don't leave mine fully piped, and I don't leave them supercharged. So they could change this button. Yeah, you could access this from here, and then click this and have it take you to the buffs thing. That would be ideal, because you've also got a thing that gets you here too. Well, I got too many buttons. This one could go to just the buffs. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, it looks like we're only with E20 favor. I'm only going to be able to click kill up into around the E1 or around the 160s. Around the 160s, that's going to be fine. We'll have to finish off the rest of our run to 250 by actually killing things with a formation. So I'm going to level up my champions then. See, now when my Ashara hits, she just destroys a bunch of chunks right there. She just removes a whole segment, right? And that's what you're looking for. Fortunately, I'm at a point where other people are also removing segments, but not everyone. Not everyone. Oh, I can get rid of Archon. Who was... Oh, Tyrell. I'm like, who would be where Archon is then? Tyrell Tall Guy. That's who. That's who. Yes, that's his name. Tyrell Tall Guy. Look, I didn't design the character, right? I'll just swap and make us in. This should be the formation that gets us through the rest of this. I could actually just, I mean, Regis is better, but if we're sticking with more of a new player-friendly formation, this would get you through this. This would get you through this. All right. mean, the thing is, so at level 5, what you just want to try to hook up the nodes. Like trying to build lots of flow isn't necessarily required. So you should have I'd hope you'd have enough pipes at level 5 to be able to just try to hook up as many nodes as you can. Don't necessarily worry about trying to get them to, higher levels of flow. 5 is too early for that, honestly. But once you're around 10 or so, you should be able to, hopefully by then you'll have, unless you're just race leveling it, like speed leveling it, you should have gotten more patron chests by then to be able to level it more fully. But really, it depends on how fast you're leveling your core. If you're somehow speed leveling your core, then yeah, you're not going to be able to keep up. Is killing those segments based on a certain amount of damage per segment as well? Yes, that's what armored means. So there's segmented health, and segmented health has two different types. One is armored and one is hit based. For a hit based enemy, you just need to do 1 damage per hit, and it removes a segment. But for armored, you have to count the number of segments. If it shows as yellow, that usually means there's 50. Like the frost giant has 50. If it's a long string of yellow, you can count them. It's probably 25 segments, but there's a yellow layer and then a red layer. And then you take you look at their health when you hover over them. You look at their health total, and you divide that by 50. And you know what your minimum amount of damage is that you have to do. Yeah, that's what armor is. It's you have to break the armor threshold to be able to damage it. And then you can only remove 1 segment per hit that breaks that threshold. Which means usually your primary DPS is the only one that's removing segments at later levels, which is why having a multi-hit DPS against the frost giant like Ashara is the way to go. Is the way to go. How'd the earlier mid-game streak go? It was good, I think. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, depends on how deep people wanted to go into the topic, but when we're talking about a whole section of the game, it's a light touch on everything that's part of it. Yeah. Yeah, when the game first came out, there was no such thing as armor. And the devs were like, we need to... Like, everyone's just building glass cannon formations. Everything's just dying before it gets to the champions. Like, how do we make bosses more challenging? And hit-based was one way, but even then, everybody's still removing segments. And so then armor came. And that's when suddenly it's like, oh... You have to build a formation that is both survivable and does damage, because it's going to take a while to get through those segments. I mean, there are people that play this game now that think that there's no reason for tanks because you just need damage, and I'm like, tell me you're in the early game without telling me you're in the early game. Or you've been playing this game and having such a horrible time because you can only pass things when you can just absolutely destroy them, which means you've overpowered that whole thing. Like, that's not how the game works. It's not how the game works. Tanks is what you're missing in this variant. I mean, you gotta have a tank. There's only one variant. Well, there's only one variant in the game that I think where I'm like, just take the tanks out, because they're not useful. And for the life of me at the moment, I can't remember. Can't remember where that is. Is that Rare Reborn? It's one of the ones where it's like every 50 areas, the enemies get new abilities. I don't think it's Rare. It's not Rare Reborn. It's in Baldur's Gate, I think. And one of the abilities is to negate the formation abilities of your champion. So if they get hit, so if they make it to your formation and touch you, the tanks don't tank anyway. So there's no reason to have tanks. Yeah, I can't remember. It's somewhere in Baldur's Gate. Do we have gems? 9 more gems, and I can feel like I've done something on this run so far, and I can buy a gold chest. Again, all of our, as you can see, our core and evergreen champions are all blue or better. So at this point, we're hunting epics. We're hunting gold chest feats, and we're just trying to get more item levels. I also would love some higher level potions. So I'm sticking with golds instead of silvers. Some people, they want to get item levels a tiny bit faster. You could go silvers, but I want those golds. And find long-term success. Oh yeah, like if for some reason we were to get 2,000 total equipment item levels before the event and before Monday, well, that would be today. It's not going to happen. So next week at some point, we'll probably hit this. And the second we hit this, we unlock Mert, even though it costs us time gate pieces. And we do a Mert variant. We would have to hunt down a variant and do a variant and set it up so that we could get influence to buy a time gate piece every week. That becomes a priority over everything else at that point. Just once a week, we need to buy that extra time gate piece. Don't forget, folks, if you're in the Official Idle Champions Discord, there's a giveaway going on there right now. Go enter. Go enter. It's in the hashtag giveaways channel under rules and announcements. I thought I entered it in. Oh, okay. I did. It just didn't. Okay. We're giving away the Tiefling Glitch Miria skin and feet pack. I just used my blacksmithing contracts a minute ago. Oh, I also used my tokens, or my bounty contracts, but I got a couple of those back. Alright. But yeah, we just tried to burn through all the contracts. So I've got some froggies sitting in the bank for the future. I got a potion of polish sitting in the bank for the future. I don't necessarily want to use those just yet. There's our 500 gems. 500 gems. That's not what I wanted. I want to visit the shop. Gem items, gold chests. Buy now. There's another small bounty contract. There's 2 more small bounty contracts and a blacksmithing contract, so I'll take them. And it'll go on Briv. And it'll go on Briv. Alright. Yeah, Briv gets all the contracts. I mean, it's feeding our speed ability. I'm now at 52.45% chance of sprinting forward, so half the time we're skipping an entire level. That's great. That makes this faster. It's also making him super healthier. He's got 73% more health. And then he's going to buff better, right? Across the board with these higher item levels. So it just makes him better at everything he does, which lets us go deeper when we need those big deep pushes. Makes us go faster through the early stuff and deeper when we need to go real deep. Real deep. All your contracts are belong to Briv. Yes. Yes. And all my event tokens too. And all my event tokens too. Okay, so here's the longest entry. I'm gonna read this entry. We have some new players in chat. New players in chat. I am trying to make a terminology guide to help people like you know what the terms we use in this game are. This is an important one, so if there's some confusion here still, if you can communicate what that confusion is, let me know. If you think it's great, let me know that. This is a big one. Scientific notation. Here we go. A form of large number description that makes it easier to see if a number is getting bigger or smaller at a glance. The format involves a number with 2 decimal places followed by the letter E, then finished with more numbers. Example, 1.03 E08. The numbers after the letter E are how many places to the right you move the decimal. In the example, the number being described is roughly 103 million, where the digits after the 103 aren't visually tracked as they aren't considered important for the understanding of the overall value. Turn this on in-game via the settings menu to more easily share understandable numbers with the rest of the community. How'd I do? That's the biggest description I've ever made for the Terminology 101. I understand this isn't necessarily like if you understand scientific notation, scientifically speaking, this isn't that. This is how to understand what it is for the use in this video game. I mean, I think it's mostly there, but... And now we're on an ad break. Great. Mom unit got it. Hey, we're good. Probably cut then. Much simpler than remembering if Q is bigger than S or D. Yeah, exactly. That's the big one. Choice of visual showing with an example. I kind of have to, right? Kind of have to. Man, I was so disappointed in my churros today. They had both clearly been sitting there for a while and were just rock hard. I couldn't even like, I could barely. They were like super hard, crunchy. Couldn't get into. I'm like, oh, I just had to throw them away. So mad because they were really nice and cinnamon and sugary, but that's okay because I got a payday bar. But I'm still disappointed in the churros. I was going insane before I figured out how to change to E notation. No, it's in the settings. Or if you're on PC, you can press Y on your keyboard. How was the taco salad? Fantastic. It was everything I wanted yesterday. It made me so happy. Unfortunately, like I guess they only broadcast here in the States Free Practice 1 or Free Practice 2, so I didn't even get to see the excitement that happened in Free Practice 1. But that's okay. Payday bar. Yes, payday bar. I don't know what captions did. Payday bar. King size. Right, so I'm going to assume we didn't hear any other responses out of... I didn't hear a, I don't understand that explanation, so I'm going to call this okay at the moment. Don't think you get those over there? Okay, it's peanuts and caramel. Like a caramel nougat. It's not all caramel. It's like a caramel nougat. But, you know, for once in the ingredients list, peanuts are the first ingredient. But yeah, it's like, here, let me show a little. You can see it's peanuts wrapped around like a center. And it's chewy, nougaty, caramel flavored center. Not so flat for an audit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a payday bar. That's what it said. It's like a lion bar? Yeah, I've never heard of that. One's got chocolate. No, that's going to be different. No. I'm looking at a picture right now. Different thing. Even with the chocolate, because there are chocolate paydays, but the interior is different. The interior is different. Yeah, it isn't directly caramel though. Like I said, it's like a caramel nougat. Like, I don't even know if nougat's the right description, but it's not a caramel center. I mean, it says peanut caramel bar, but it's like a caramel flavored like nougaty thing. Basically like a kind of a chewy, not like the chewy sticky caramel, but like a different. It's got something different, yeah. It's a dirty caramel, yeah. Honestly. Okay, folks, I'm to the point in the S's where seasons exist, and I just don't think we do. I don't think I describe it. I think they're gone. I don't even think I put seasons on pause. Like, I don't think we even describe them. They're not in the game anymore, so I'm deleting them. If they ever get returned to the game, I'll add them back. It's whipped cooked honey nougat. I mean, that sounds more accurate. But it's a there's no honey in this. So yeah. There's no honey in this, so it's definitely like a caramely nougat, but it's like whipped cooked caramely nougat maybe, because honey is not an ingredient. That would be pretty good though. Now I want a payday honey. Yeah. I mean, look, I said before, like if they actually change the blessings and Strongheart to something other than seasons, don't expect seasons coming back anytime soon, if ever. Like, that'll tell you they're over seasons. And guess what happened yesterday? So. What I think of Strongheart's rework? I mean, I think the spec choice change is good. I think having him, soak up some more event tokens is okay. Like 300 a day, I think, is what the increase is. So over the course of an event, that's what, 6,300 extra tokens. Okay, that's not enough to get an extra thing, but between, like, overall, including the time between events, Strongheart could give you an extra chest pack. That's not nothing, right? Yeah, I mean, I think it's neat. I think it's neat. I like that he has a feat that basically makes it guaranteed that you're going to pick up out of a boss bag. That you're going to get those event tokens. And I kind of want to. Oh, yeah, I kind of want to farm him up to his cap in this event, just to dump stuff on Briv and on my main account. But I don't know. Now I want a payday honey raising. No, I didn't say payday honey. I want a payday honey. I want a honey payday bar. Like, it's Strongheart got reworked. Did I miss something? Yeah, you did. It's in the changelog. We also got the blessings changed that were about around seasons. One became event buff or boon related, and one became collection quest and guide quest related. But Strongheart has a full rework where he's an event token scavenger now. And his spec choice, instead of buffing based off season, like completed things, it's about event buffs or boons that you have active, which could be serious. Like for higher tier player people that are clearing all the tier 4 stuff, that's a big deal. Yeah. Either you just clicked on a distraction or Bruno leapt up and whacked it with his axe. I probably clicked on it. Bruno doesn't do that. It would be kind of neat if a champion had an ability to automatically kills distractions. Like, maybe they've got a range, maybe they're a ranged attacker, but if they're in their attack cooldown and a distraction is out, they're just like, and then they go back to what they're doing, and then like, that would be cool. That would be cool. It just happened yesterday, Sergeant. So, if you haven't updated your client since then, you wouldn't have noticed. And also, if you don't have the red exclamation point setting on for the changelog, you wouldn't have noticed either, right? Getting 120 plus off the season ability. Well, sure. It's less than 20 at the moment. Sure, but okay, hold on. Let me pull up. Thing is it's never going to go away now. Unlike with the seasons where there was downtime. There is no downtime now. You're always going to have stacks on stacks of buffs. And right now you just only have one event buff. When the next event starts, you're going to still have this event's buffs and the next event's buffs. Like, and then what was the value originally? It was 12.5% for each season level. What's the current? Well, that's before items and feats for specializations. But what's it at now? What's the new event one at? It doesn't tell me in here. So what's a righteous event? What's its buff per stack now? 20%. So you get a higher base percentage. What that works out to, I don't know. Hold on, let me get my handy dandy calculator out because I don't do this without it. So before it was like 12.5 to the 100. Let's just say 120. That doesn't seem. Oh, because that's not right. Hold on. Oh, no. That's better. Okay. I did the wrong number. It's like, no, I didn't represent that percentage right. It was like a 1 EO6 buff at 120. 1.37, 1.38 EO6 buff at 120. Now we're at a 20%, so that's going to be different. At 40, I mean, if you're at 40, 40 would be the max, right? For 2 events. So you would get 4 per champion. If you do all 4 tiers, you get 4 per champion. So 20 per event. 2 events is 40. And that's before you're looking at the pay boon, right? So if one event we're looking at smaller value, because it's not, it's a fairly small buff. Wait, is that the right? Yeah, I mean they both end up smaller right now. How did the item affect it now? It was post stack before. Is it post stack or pre stack now? Yeah, it's definitely not as big, but it's always on. I don't know. I'll tell you this: it's better than. Well, no, is it going to be better? It's situational. It may be something they're going to have to tweak because it doesn't come out as high before. I'm only getting like an EO3 buff at best. But if they changed how items and feats apply, that could be better. I don't know. They were very kind of clear in their conversation about seasons on Dev Insights on Thursday that they never, I guess they just never really expected everyone to get all the way through the track and heavily into the reward tiers. That just wasn't a thing they thought. They thought, sure, some people might, but not everybody. And no, everybody pretty much. If they were in that, they were there. So, yeah. Oh. It's at least something now, consistently, whereas if you were off a season before, it wasn't anything. And if you didn't match one of the others, then you were just screwed. Because there were times where the first specialization, like the left specialization, you didn't match any of it, so it was just 100%. And if that's the case, and the right specialization was affiliation, which could be a big goose egg too. So at least now you're always going to have something in the middle spec. And as long as you've got 2 stacks, that's going to be well. As long as you've got some stacks, that's going to be better. Not 2. But if you have a solid number of stacks from events, you're going to have a buff. I don't know what to tell you. It's not the greatest, but it's better than the season thing that did not exist anymore. And I'm distracting myself here because I'm trying to decide if I want to do this next one or if I want to skip it. Well, it's not that they underestimate the entire player base. It's that at times they underestimate like the people at the highest end. That's more consistent. They underestimate what the highest end players are going to do. And then the fact that those high end players are going to spread that knowledge for the most part to everyone else. So if they're doing it, a lot more people are. The bulk of the players of this game don't participate in the community though, so may not go super far, but in the case of seasons, it was pretty straightforward. That you could easily get everything done and go real far. And Yeah. They clearly hadn't done something, or they clearly didn't understand what they were doing at that point in terms of rewards. All right, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching the topic. All right. Let me do this. That's probably right. Oh no. Oh, okay. I'm like, some of these things again, I should have put notes because I'm like, what the hell were we talking about when I wrote that down as a term? I got to SMS and I'm all like, text messaging? And then I remember, oh no, Saturday morning squad. Saturday morning squad. got everybody to 3 feet. Yeah, we did. Okay. So I got to get soft capped and over level to get everybody's feats unlocked. Oh, the Sega Master System. Oh my god. That's a deep cut. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just Strider, have started this game and got into the tutorial and then just went like, nah, this is too much work for me. I thought this was an idle game and bailed. Yeah, that's why you can't. Steam achievement percentages don't really mean anything related to the amount of people in game that have actually done it. It's a deep cut. No, it's not. The 90s were only 10 years ago. Ooh. Now I gotta stuff my face with candy so I can kill my depression. Cleared 20,000 characters on this document. And I'm still not all the way done. I'm not even halfway done with the S's. Are we done yet? 246. No gems to speak of. And we're not going to get any. Man, back to not getting any gems because we're doing event stuff. But that's okay, because when we complete this, we're going to get a gold chest for Rosie. All right. Is the base DPS meter the end-all be-all? No. The base DPS is a lie. You just shoot for whatever formation gets the biggest numbers, or will some formations have a lower DPS indicator but still perform better? Yeah, base DPS is a lie. And we'll get in. I'll go into that further. Let me just. Yes, okay. So let's talk about base DPS. Let me pop this DPS breakdown out. So there's two columns here. One's base DPS and one's running average. They are both liars. They're both liars. Base DPS is a big fat liar. Well, running average is like, but I only lie like I lie, but not like that bad. Like, come on, like, but base DPS is just like, oh no, I'm a filthy, dirty, rotten liar all the time. And it tells you this here if you hover over it. Hi, I'm a static version of your base DPS. Static is what tells you it's a liar. Base DPS is not dynamically affected by timed or random events, stacking, or enemy debuffs. Instead, static modifiers are used to represent those upgrades, contributions to DPS, useful to compare formations. That's a lie, but may not fully reflect total damage done to enemies, and that's why it's not useful. Like, they followed up with why it's not useful. It's just a big fat lie. Because so many buffs and debuffs and things apply in this game and have values that change and ramp up and stack, and so this is never a good way. It's never a good thing to look at. Running average basically goes your average DPS. It's computed as a running. Oh god, we're in an ad break. All right, we'll continue this in a minute because I don't want people to miss it. We'll come back after the ad break, which is going to be in a new adventure. Yeah, it's a big fat dirty, rotten liar. But I don't want to keep talking while we have an ad break going. All right, kill him. Kill him, please. Kill him. Why don't you kill him? Lock him down, drop the bomb, all the things. Yeah, that's it. Just keep stabbing him in the back. That's good. Good for you. There we go. Who's the more foolish? People who don't Briv gem farm or people who do? Oh no. Oh no.